Hello students, in this part of lecture we are going to discuss about what are the units of radioactivity and how they are equivalent to each other, how to define every unit and what for it is used to measure and how they are linked to each other. Now let us first understand what is radioactivity and how it is measured. Basically, radioactivity is when material disintegrates itself, either it is artificially or naturally it is going to disintegrate. So when it disintegrates, how to measure its disintegrations? So we are going to use the basic units like Curie, Rutherford and Becquerel. So first let's see what is Curie. Curie is a very familiar name. Of course, everyone is aware. Curie invented radium, and radium's disintegrations are 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 disintegrations per second. So that can make you understand the definition of Curie. That is, one Curie is defined as the quantity of a radioactive substance which gives 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 disintegrations per second. That is actually the disintegrations per second of radium. So from that only the unit is also defined. That is, 1 Curie is equivalent to 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 disintegrations. Similarly, there is another unit which is called Rutherford, and which is defined as the quantity of a radioactive substance which gives 10 to the power 6 disintegrations per second. And the important and basic unit of radioactivity and the SI unit of radioactivity, it is becquerel. So let's define what is becquerel. So 1 becquerel is equivalent to 1 disintegration per second. So if you try to equate to Curie, then it is equivalent to 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 becquerels. That is, 1 Curie is equal to 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 becquerels. Now we have defined what is Curie, what is Rutherford and what is becquerel. Basically three are used to measure how the disintegrations can be for a particular material. Now let's see how these different units are used for what purpose. For example, if you say Curie, becquerel, just now we have seen it is used to measure the radioactive decay. Similarly, there is another unit, Roentgen. A short form of the unit is R, which is used to measure the exposure to ionizing radiation. Similarly, there are other two units which are also used in measurements of radioactivity, like RAD. That is, uh, radiation absorbed dose, and other one is REM, that is Roentgen equivalent man. So these are the two other units which are used to study the absorption caused by ionizing radiation and its biological effect of the absorbed dose in humans. Now we will see these units a little more detail in the next slide. So let's see the REM. REM is RAM, that is Roentgen equivalent man. It can be defined as the dosage in rats that will cause the same amount of biological injury as 1 rad of X-rays or gamma rays. First of all, let us define what is REM and what is rad, so that we could understand how they are equivalent to other units. Rad can be defined as radiation absorbed dose. That is, rad is the measurement of the radiation absorbed by the material or tissue. For example, if a radiation is exposed to the material and the material absorbs some energy, and this energy absorbed by the tissue or material per kilogram. So in other words, we will understand 1 rad is equivalent to 0.01 joules of energy per kilogram of tissue or material. So this is one of the unit. the short form of the unit is RAD, that is rad, which is equivalent to zero point zero 0.01 joules of energy, which is absorbed by the 1 kilogram of tissue or material. Similarly, we will understand what is RAM. RAM is Roentgen equivalent man, which is equivalent to 0.01 sievert. That is another unit in the international system. Now let us try to understand other definitions of other units. Uh, One other unit is Roentgen. Roentgen can be defined as it is the measurement of energy produced by gamma or X-ray radiations in a cubic centimeter of air. If radiation is exposed to a particular volume of air, in that air electric charges are freed by these radiations like X-ray or gamma in a specified volume. So we could understand like this: one Roentgen is equivalent to 2.58 into 10 to the power minus 4 coulomb per kilogram. In otherwise, you will understand, in 1 kilogram of air, an amount of positive or negative freed charges due to ionization is equivalent to 2.58 into 10 to the power minus 4 coulomb. So in otherwise, we will understand how much charge is freed by this radiation due to gamma or X-ray in a 1 kilogram of air which will be occupying in a specified volume. Now let's see the equivalence between these units, which you can see in the slide. That is, 1 curie is equivalent to, as we have seen earlier, it is equivalent to 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 disintegrations per second. Similarly, 1 becquerel is 1 disintegration per second, and 1 rad is equivalent to 0.01 gray. Gray is another international system of units, that is SI unit, which is you can understand like a derived unit. So 1 gray, which is short form is capital GY, that is GY, is equivalent to 100 rad. And similarly, 1 RAM is equivalent to 0.01 sievert, that is short form is SV. And Roentgen we have already defined. So in that way, you will be able to equal the between the units, you can have how it is converted. So I hope you have understood what are the units which are used in the measurement of radioactivity, and how they are having their equivalence with each other. Thank you for watching.